really weird.
You are too early.
I'm too early? I need to get ready also because this is a disaster. I need to do a mask and I need to shave and go.
Give you time to shave and...
You can wait.
No. After this I need to relax and then shower and shave and mask and I have my whole small routine, so it takes time. You'll see the result later. So, how is everyone? Good? Yeah. Nice to see you. It's a beautiful, yes, beautiful crowd. I'm not used to that there because I'm not in the center of attention, so.
You always ask, Stephane, you know.
No. As a coach, we are not the center of attention for sure. So, different spot. So if you have any questions, please feel free. I'm ready to answer all questions. And if I'm not ready to answer some questions, please forgive me. Everyone understands English, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll start then. The competition is not over yet, but what are your impressions, highlights, if you see something, how it's going so far?
I really enjoy the competition. I mean, I haven't seen much. I was focusing a lot on my students, on Emmy and on Dennis, and probably this week's highlight was Emmy's double axel half loop triple sow. I was very impressed with that because we had plan A and plan B, and I told her that if she misses her plan A, she has to go for plan B, and the double axel half loop triple sow was the plan B. So I was really happy that she managed to switch her mind to plan B and she was able to do it. So that was kind of a very, very good thing about my student. And then since we came here a couple months ago, we discovered a couple things that we enjoyed here, so we were able to go back to the places that we liked and have some good food. And as you know, Dennis is really into food, so so it's important. My task is to make his environment positive and also Emmy's environment. So that's not only the coaching side, but also the coaching side means to me that I need to put them in such conditions that they can express themselves the best way they can, and it's not always optimal, but I think that's my role and that's my job, and I really enjoy it. So it's a great week. I saw, actually yesterday, I saw a little bit the last group of ladies, and I saw also Gabby and Guillaume's short dance on TV. I was really impressed with that. I just feel when I watch them, they are very expensive silk. It's, the touch is so special, and it's, yeah, I would love to have a scarf out of Gabriella and Guillaume. So yeah.
How do you feel when all your previous rivals like Brian Joubert or Tomasz Werner or even Evgeny Plющenko now are your rivals again, but in coaching? How does it feel?
Well, I think I was reading a little bit a text yesterday, and the title was, "Are rivals your friend or your enemy?" And they are my rivals. Of course, they were my rivals, but I take them as my friends. They are part of my life. They are part of my job, and they are also, before as competitor, today as a coach, they are pushing me to improve myself. So yeah, and it sounds like I'm reading the text that I was reading yesterday, but it's really this feeling of I respect so much their work when they were skating, and now when they are coaching, I know such a job is a hard job, so I have full respect for what they do, and I thank them to push me to improve myself.
Could you tell me what is the most difficult point
for you as coach?
Most difficult point, you probably know me as a very emotional person. I think as a coach you have to kind of put your emotions aside and you have to kind of find a stability that gives an environment, a peaceful environment to your students. So that's for me probably a big challenge, but I'm working on it, and that's something that I love. I think the more I move forward, the more I know about myself. The more I know about myself, the better I can work as a coach.
Next question.
Okay, I have a question about your student, Matilda Algerson, because I read in the interview that she had thoughts to retire, and I really worry about it. So, if you know, will she continue to compete or not?
Well, she's working. I think what we do now, we wait for the Swedish Federation to give the criterias for Worlds. And when we have those criterias, then we will work with them. My job is, even though she could not qualify for big ASU championships, I would like her to improve herself, and I would like her to work on the things that she's still scared of succeeding, and that's my goal. If at one point she feels that she has reached her limits and she wants to move on, that's her decision. I will not change her mind or try to change her mind. But if she's coming on the ice and she's willing to work, I'm ready to help her to surpass her limits for sure. I mean, that's I mean, the main point of coaching. It's to guide her where she wants to go.
Thank you.
About future competitions, are you planning to take any skaters to Cup of Tirol?
Yes, we are right now finalizing. Today is the last day of the registration, so we are finalizing that today with the team. I mean the federations, and I hope to be there in Innsbruck. I love to be at the Cup of Tirol.
So you plan to go, yes?
Yes, I plan to go. Yes.
Who do you plan to take?
You will see. You will open the website and you will see the entries.
You can skate yourself.
I can skate myself maybe during the practice. I don't have a short program and I don't have a free program. It doesn't make sense.
You can take some of your own programs.
Really?
What programs will you skate on Art on Ice? The same as in Bellinzona?
No. I made 2 new programs for Art on Ice. One is finished. It's I don't know if you know the band C2C. I did a choreo for Tatsuki a couple of years ago. So it's not the same song, but it's a different song from the same composer, and it will be played by the band that is there. It's rather a very dynamic song and with full of energy. I hope I have the cardio and the heart that goes with that program. It's much fun. And then the second program, we already worked a lot on it, but there is still a small part missing that we have to work from Tuesday on with Salome. It's to Goodbye My Lover by James Blunt, and actually I don't know if you remember, but at the beginning of my story, sorry?
You're beautiful.
Yeah, You're Beautiful, yes, but the connection is from my beginning of Art on Ice story when I was doing Take the Long Way Home. I had a backpack and I had a bench, and now with Goodbye My Lover, it's a little bit a look back to the Take the Long Way Home. Art on Ice is kind of my home also, and there was a long way with them. I think this year is 17 years. So we wanted to have kind of a look back to that big love with this show. And there will be a bench, and there will be a bag, and I'll be kind of looking at all those great years.
Did you think to recreate? Was there any time idea to recreate your Beautiful with James Blunt? Because when people saw that he will be the invited singer, that
No, there was never this thought. Goodbye. You're Beautiful was a very spontaneous program that at that point this music was in my playlist, and I really loved to listen to it, and I was at a competition, and I needed the music, and it was a very spontaneous feeling of going out and skating to that. Now I wanted something a little bit more more interesting and more constructed.
About Son of God.
Yes.
It's a beautiful program. So
Thank you.
how did you find the music? How did you get the idea to have this program? And did you make the choreography on your own, or did you have some help?
I always choreograph with Salome. It's just I trust her eyes, and I trust her feeling to the music. So every program I made, except Kalini Kruda and Poeta, Salome was there in the creative process. The music, actually, the team, the Christmas on Ice team, they sent me 2 songs that I could choose, and one of them was Son of God, and I really enjoyed the dynamics of the music, and I really enjoyed also the melody and the power that is in this music, so I picked that one. And then we just spent a couple days working on that program. It's usually with Salome we put the music on, and we have a blank page, and we just put some colors and some shapes, and finally we have the drawing. It's how we work. It's been like this for 23 years. So we have our own rhythm, and I think it would be awesome for me to work with someone else, but I just feel comfortable. She knows me, I know her, and she's my muse, and that's how we work.
Stephane, do we have some updates about Ice Legends?
It's in my mind for sure, and I don't have a specific plan right now, so I cannot really give you some details, but I can reassure you that there is a wish, and there is a wish, and there is a path towards that wish. I just need to create and go through all obstacles.
I hope our moral support will just help
Thank
to
you.
realize it.
Thank you.
Can you tell some about Nocturne? The program is great, and about the costumes.
Yes.
The program is very great and very deep.
Thank you.
But this absent sleeves look something strange. Maybe you can explain something.
Well, I think there are a lot of arm movements, and it was to emphasize a little bit our arm movements, and we have both of us I think a different approach to how we use our arms. It's a little bit different how Dennis uses his arms and how I use my arms. So we wanted to be able to see that, and I think the fact that there is one arm that is naked is giving a little bit more attention to that, and there are a few how can I say, original moves from this program that needs to be emphasized, I think. So that was the idea. With both black sleeves, it would have been too neutral, and with that kind of emphasis, we can see a little bit more what we are doing with our arms. I don't know. It was really to emphasize the arm movement. Yeah. And then you can immediately, when you have two different arms, then you can immediately see which one is the right, which one is the left. Yeah, so.
You have more students than last year, and how do you balance a regular student and keep them in good competition?
I think the amount of student is not a big challenge, because finally I give it's not like I share my energy and I divide my energy. There is energy and I give all my energy to this one, and I give all this my energy to this one. So it's just giving all my energy and attention when I'm present with them, and that's not something that is complicated. What is complicated is that each student is from a different federation, and each federation has their own system and their own competition and their own nationals and their own rhythm in the season. So that makes a little bit complicated. Also because they are in different categories, so you have to follow the junior season, and then you have to follow the senior season, and some skaters, they are in the Grand Prix series and some not. So there are many levels and many federations and many nationals, so that makes actually a lot of competitions to follow, and that's tricky. It's really tricky with the schedule, but with my students, I feel when I'm home, I have all what I need to give them my support and to help them follow the plan. And our teamwork with Anna and Rob is also very important, because when I'm gone, I need to be able to have continuity in the work. And right now, after almost 5 years in Chambéry, we have found a rhythm, we have found a system, so I can leave Chambéry with the full trust that Anna and Rob will follow the plan and will do a great job. So it's teamwork and it's organization. I'm not a big organizer. I love to do things, and I'm lucky to have also the office that organizes for me, because I mean, I love to see that it's organized, but I cannot anticipate. I'm not a good anticipation. I'm into action.
But when you're at competition with students, how do you manage to train yourself? Do you do only off ice, or do you manage to get some ice time for yourself?
I do. So in Vancouver, I was able to skate before Christmas on ice. I mean, I skated one training on the ice during the week. It's not much, but I do every day some off ice. Yes, every day I take a moment for me to work on my body and to do some Pilates exercises, some core exercises, some Pilates and stretching. Yeah, so that's a little bit my routine when I'm away, and when I'm home I keep training. I mean, it's really, if in your mind you're ready for it, you can prepare yourself. You need, actually I was telling, I'm not a big organizer, but when it comes to my body and my health, I have a pretty clear picture of what I want from my shape and from my body feeling, so I can work towards that and I can make things according to what I need. So in that sense, I'm pretty good at organizing myself.
Do you think it's easier in some ways when you are a skating coach, so you can coach on the ice and maybe show yourself some elements?
Yeah, some skaters, they are very visual, so they like to see, and some skaters, they hate that. They don't tell me they hate it, but I can feel it, because they get frustrated, like, this old thing can do it, and I'm working every day and practicing so much, and I cannot. So it really depends on the skater. You have to. Some skaters, they don't need many repetitions, and some skaters, they need a lot of repetitions. It's really personal, I think. You have, some people have a visual memory, some people that they prefer to hear my voice, and some people they just wanted to do their own thing, and I just need to support them to do their own thing. So
Which type is Dennis?
Dennis, Depends on the mood. He's a very versatile person, so you really need to be receptive to what kind of Dennis do I have today.
But sometimes it snows in April. It was good program, but you skated in 1917 and then leave it. Why? What's wrong with it?
2017. It was such a hard program. It was a really, really, really tough program. And I loved to skate it. There was an opportunity when I was in Japan. There was a really good opportunity and I loved to perform there. And then there was not really an opportunity to skate it again. And since there was right after not an opportunity to skate it, it kind of, I was not able to, because it's difficult, I was not able to put my energy into it again. And the opportunity was gone. So I don't know if I will go back to this program, but it was a lovely, I really enjoyed creating and I really enjoyed skating that program. It just takes a little bit of effort to put all the pieces together. So the opportunity was missing after the tour to skate that program again.
Can I ask you, you are in February, the Advice, and in March,
Mm-hmm.
the Wars,
Mm-hmm.
Junior Wars,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. During this week we organized my weeks from now to Worlds, and it's almost organized, but I don't have, it's not in my head right now, so I know that it's very busy. and I will be probably in Zagreb for Junior Worlds, and in Saitama for Worlds, and in between there are competitions, but I don't know exactly the weeks, how they are going, like, but I will be every week somewhere. Yes, it's kind of scary to not know what's happening next week, but I know what's happening next week, and I know what's happening during Art on Ice, and after I know more or less, but I still need to have a better picture.
You plan to have vacation after Worlds?
I will have probably a couple days after Worlds, but my vacation is planned end of April, beginning of May. Yes. I get very bored in holiday. So in holiday, it's like after 2 days, I'm good. My batteries are full. Let's go back. But actually, it's important to not only to charge the batteries, but also to shut down the batteries. Yeah.
When you're coaching and the student is not doing what you want, what steps can you take?
There are different. I mean, if the person is not able to do what I ask, then there are other things that we can work on. And if it's a difficult jump that we are working on, usually what we do, and I see that we are stuck, I will not force it, and we have some exercises that we will do at the end of the practice. So I will kind of stop. We will stop where we are, and we will move to other things to work on, and then at the end I will do exercises to help the problem that we faced. And if the person is not able to do it, but not able to go on the track to work on something, then it's a different situation, and because the mindset is not there, or the attitude is not there, then you have different ways. I mean, usually it's a problem of frustration, of motivation, so then you can just give them a break so they can come back to themselves, or they can do something, work on endurance. So usually what I do is I give them an exercise of entrance either on the ice, or I ask them to go in the gym and to bike, so they can make their body roll, and once it's rolling and you have to do an entrance, your mind kind of release and then you're back on track. So there are many ways to work on the mindset, but yeah, you just have to see how the student is doing. It's or the physical abilities are not there, or the mindset is not there, and then by that, or both, so then you have to work with that.
I have a follow-up question.
With?
You once told me that for a very long time, I don't know if it's still, you told vous to Salome, like you were
To
friends,
Salome, yes.
You were friends for years, but it was vous because it was kind of distance or What is your relationship with your skaters? Do they have this like vous?
So with Salome, she asked me once when, in 2010 when I retired, she asked me at that moment to say tu, and I was not able to switch. And then a couple years later, she asked me again to switch to tu, and the second time I took my chance and I switched to tu. Peter never asked me, I think. He never asked me to switch to tu. I still say vous, and for me, it doesn't. How can I say? It doesn't give me any distance. Peter is like my father, and it doesn't give me a distance between him and me by saying vous. It's more our way of communicating. It's almost like his name. I mean, in my optic, and with my skater is this. I don't ask my skater to say vous or to say tu. We have our relationship, we have our respect, and if they feel that I'm young enough that they say tu, I'm very pleased. And if they think I'm old and they want to say vous, I also accept that. And probably the more I will grow and the more vous I will get. But that's life, I guess. So I don't have a rule for vous or tu.
Last year.
Sorry, one more thing. My mom, she still says vous to her mom, and yeah, and they are very, 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 very close. So yeah, that's it. Please.
Sorry. Last year you had a summer camp in Daugavpils.
Yes.
How do you like it? And will you plan another one in this year maybe?
So,
and when?
So I loved it, and we all got a big impression from Daugavpils. We don't know if we will go this year, because last year we actually made the plan to help Dennis finish his high school. We had many exams to pass there, so we decided to move our students and our school there so we could still be around Dennis and support him. And of course the conditions were great for all of us to train there. Plus the weather was wonderful, so we could walk outside and we could stay in the park in front of the ring. So it was really, really lovely and a great time. If we go back, it would be somewhere in May, but we didn't decide yet the place where we will handle the summer, the spring camp. Yes. But I will come back to Daugavpils for sure. I have my little places that I want to see.
What about Minsk?
Minsk? I will come back for sure. I will come back. I went to the beautiful, last time we went to the beautiful park in the center where there is a bridge. It's the Freedom Park or Freedom bridge. I don't know. Very lovely in the center, and we were staying in a very comfortable hotel there, more in the center, and then I found a small coffee shop, and I found a small restaurant, and I was walking to the mall to find there was a hole in Dennis' costume, so I had to sew something. So I went to the mall to find the. Oh no! Oh yes. So now I remember that afternoon. It was crazy. I was looking for an elastic because his short program costume was not ready. So he had a shirt, and in order to keep the shirt in the pants, I needed to find elastics to sew on the shirt so it would stay down there. So I was looking in every supermarket some elastic, and there was no elastic, and then I finally arrived to the supermarket and asked every lady in this supermarket to find some elastic, and she couldn't find it. So I bought a very cheap sports pants, and in the sports pants around the waist there was an elastic, so I was cutting the pants and then removing this elastic, and then I used the elastic to fix. So it was a pretty exciting afternoon. It took me so long just to find an elastic.
You can design costumes maybe.
So I remember my little walk looking for the elastic.
How many times? Like,
What time is it?
should we 11?
Soon.
Last one?
Two more questions. Two more.
So, may I ask you about Koshevich model? So, he had different season, and it's interesting. Are you planning to go seniors next year, or are you planning to stay in juniors?
We are planning to skate senior next year, but it's really, it really depends on how he will skate the second part of the season. As you know, there are many Japanese skaters, and there are many that want to compete at the senior level, and so it's we still need to also discuss with the federation and see what's the plan for him. But he still needs to skate the second part of the season.
Have you plans to continue your maybe experience in such kind of pair skating or duet skating? We were so exercised about how do you find the idea to do the throw jump with Dennis. He's not a pair skating. Maybe it was dangerous.
Yeah, but it's actually it's also a way to learn. Dennis has a natural feeling for movement, right? And the fact to have to handle with some forces and some using tension, that's something that we had to face in Nocturne. We had to understand how can we use each other to make it more harmonious, right? And I think it's really interesting for him to also learn that, because it gives him a sense of mobility and then I don't know, it was just a natural feeling. I think he kind of understood the thing, and then Alyona was there during the practice. Alyona was there and she was trying to do, because I don't understand how to throw an axle. For me it's something that I still don't. I love doing axle myself, but I don't understand in pairs how the man is able to give space to the woman to go for the axle, because he's kind of on the wave because the woman is going forward and the man is going backwards. It's kind of like get out. So we were asking her that, and then yeah, it's for me very interesting in pairs how they use each other for the technique, and I did a couple seminars for the pairs in Berlin, and to listen to the pair coach, I understood, wow, in figure skating we are working so much on so many details, but pair skating has so many different elements, and it's so different what they are working on. The timing for the twist, and when to open the legs, and when the man has to push, and then he can bring the arms down or not, and that's all kind of things that you don't realize as a single skater. But in skating you have so much, and then in ice dance is the same thing. You have the quality of each turn is pushed to some more precision that we do in singles. So it's, for me, very interesting that to see that figure skating is even wider than what I imagined. So what my point is that Dennis is a person that is very curious, and I want to feed him with this kind of world that expands to more knowledge. Yeah.
So
Maybe
details of pair skating. Do you want to forever some program for pair skating team?
Well, why not? I mean, I'm very open. I worked with ice dance and I really enjoyed it. And I don't know if I would.
Stephane.
Yeah, I worked with exactly Stefania and Ondra, and I got a couple of requests. It was not possible to make it, but for sure I'm ready to help. I love to work with two persons. It's really interesting what we can do together. Create.
Who do you want to? But,
I love to watch. For example, I love to watch Sui Han. I really enjoy their skating, and I really love Tarasova Morozov, of course, and I mean, they're my favorite.
maybe Maxim can go for your coach.
Maybe I can take him in Champagne. He can start working as a hair coach from my school.
But do you sometimes have a feeling looking some dance bar or pairs that I would like to do some choreography for them? Do you have such a feeling?
I don't know. At the moment, I can probably when I see. I don't have this. For my skaters, yes. For people that I have worked with, I sometimes have moments where, or I'm driving and suddenly I hear a music. I can see someone skating to that music, or when I see my skater, I understand. Oh, I would love to try something, or with the people that I work with. But then I cannot imagine. I cannot watch this competition and then decide, oh, this skater, I want to do this program with this person. It's more, if there is an opportunity, I open the door and I see what's there, but I'm not pushing the door.
Thank you. Okay, we have a live video now, and
Yes.
people are watching, including in Mexico.
So what time is it in Mexico?
So if you want to say a few things.
Hello, Mexico. Hola. And I don't know where you are in the world, but we are in Minsk, and it's wonderful here. There's a beautiful cloud outside and a lot of snow, and we wish you all the best and see you soon.
Maybe the picture with all of
Yes, yes, I will come. Stay. Stay. And I come. I take Natasha's spot. And you can come closer. Yes, come closer. Closer, closer, closer.